Hello everyone, I'm Black Marvin for Ghost Act, and today I got a very special video for you. Let's go. Yes, I got a special video for you today. I released an album on the 30th of December 2019, so this is still fresh, and I wanted to show you like under the hood of one of my tracks. Just like give you a couple of tips and show you how I did it. And there's some stuff for sure you can apply in your own production and maybe get inspired. Um, and so yeah, first I want to reveal one production secret. It's right here. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's called Coffee. It's amazing. I use it all the time. Um, it's not a plugin. It's hardware. I'm just kidding, but I really love Coffee. All right, so this is my track Connected. It's taken from the album. Of course, it's the album is called Infinity Riders. It came out on Soul Music, which is the Static Movements label. Uh, really proud of this album, and this is the track Connected, which was one of the most successful track from the album. This is a early version of it. What I mean early is I usually work in three stages. First, I have a creation project where I create the track, and this is it. This is this project. After that, I'm gonna route everything in stems, and you can see it right here. Actually, this one is kick bass. There's FX group. It's semi organized. You can really it's true. It's what it is. It's as is. It's drop leads, FX bass, drum groups, and so you can see everything is routed into stems. Then I export the stems, and in another project I do the mix down. So this version is fairly raw. It's not mixed at all. So just so you know, that's what you're listening. First, I want to show you how I did the bass. It's coming out from Serum. I used the Fat Saw wavetable, which is taken from the Ghost Act analog wavetables right here. It's this one. What I like to do is use different wavetables to get different results, different texture, and just get out of the standard Psytrance bass you can hear. So that's why I use this one. And the big magic of the bass is not really in the Serum preset, because I'm gonna just remove the effect. This is actually fairly standard. I would almost say boring, but yeah, this is where it gets interesting. So first, I have two Kickstart. One is ducking like this, which is a kind of a classic sidechain, and I have another one which is more aggressive than usually. But yeah, this one is shaping the groove. So this one is more sidechain purposes, and this one is groove purposes. I'm gonna show you the difference. But yeah, this one is a bit more like the swing. I'm sorry, there's noise coming out of one of the. It's like analog noise coming out from one of the plugins, so I'm sorry about that. It's not from on the bass. Actually, I can isolate it. Yeah. Okay, so this is the side chaining. After that, there's OTT, which is classic goodie. OTT, the depth is like 67%. There's a downward compression and no upward compression. So you can hear the magic it does. After that, I have Pixelator. Um, there's some Pixelator is a bit crusher. So it's dividing at 3 sample, but the mix is at 12%. So this is I'm gonna show you all the way up what it does. It's just to give a bit of crisp. It's I wouldn't say classic trick, but it's a well-known technique to get a crunchy bass. So yeah, now it's at 25%. But yeah, sorry, the project is really saturated, so it's kind of slow. But yeah, at 12% just to get a bit of that crispiness. After that, analog stage, it's a console emulation. So basically it's soft saturation, super subtle. So I'm running the bass through the plugin. HoRNetTaoe, which is tape saturation from HoRNet. So I'm running. I can show you what these does, but it's kind of subtle. But it's there. It is subtle, but yeah, I'm getting that behavior in the bass. And finally, while the filter is just filtering to get special moments and momentum, sometimes you need the filtering. And finally, there's the virtual mix rack from Slate. There's two plugins in there. Well, the trimmer is just gain. This is like that's kind of some kind of EQ. Yeah, I think it's not exactly an EQ, but it's like you can see that way. It's like some kind of exciter by Slate. It's called Revival, and so there's like some high frequency excitement going on here. So yeah, it gives a bit of high crispiness. Hopefully you're listening on either good headphones or your studio monitor, because if you're listening on the laptop, I would say that the last three plugins you'd be like, there's nothing going on. But in good headphones and good monitor, you hear it. And like usually if you get in really high level of production, that's all those subtle change that gives something really nice at the end. And finally, there's a virtual channel by Slate, which is another console emulation. The drive is all the way up, and it's the 4K G. Oh, it really gives life to the bass. It's almost like more not some kind of EQing action. It's emulating a console, so it's like mojo, warmth, and vibe that it adds. And that's pretty much it for the bass. Another thing I wanted to show is how I treated the vocal here. Just before the drop, there's some kind of glitch in the vocal. I'm gonna run all the breakdown and the drop, and after that, I'm gonna show you how it's done.
And if you identify yourself as consciousness, which I tell them to symbolize as a brilliant piece of white light in your heart, 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 light in your heart. And you symbolize that and you imagine that. That's like your anchor. That's your anchor to home. And then it's connected to yourself. All your cells connected to all things in space, connected to the one source.
So yeah, it's the one source right here. I'm just gonna get the vocal. So it's right here.
To the one source.
So it is coming from that plugin, which is called dBlue Stretch. It's one module of a bigger plugin, which is called dBlue Glitch. But it's like it's a freeware, and it's fairly old plugin, and it's only available on Windows. But it's called dBlue Stretch. What it does, it's kind of a Retrigger plugin. So when it's triggered on, it's the point where it's gonna start retriggering. So this is automated. I'm gonna detach that so you can see this is automated, and it's catching like the word one source.
To the one source.
So you can see it's triggering. Also,
to the one source.
The ratio is fixed, and it's really the grain size like that is changing. It's automated here. I can show you the grain behavior, the grain size behavior if I do that right here. So the grain is really like the retrigger size. You can say it that way. So this is a really cool plugin if you want to do glitchy stuff at the end of a measure, glitch a vocal, glitch some grid synths. You can do a lot with this one. The last thing I want to show you here is the last lead section. The point I want to make is if you can layer things properly, if you have a nice synergy with your layered leads, that they don't interfere each other in terms of frequency. You don't need much to get something nice. There's 2 layers right here. I want to show you. So this is the first layer. There's OTT on it. Again, I think it's in every project, and it should. Unless you are in Ableton and you have the original OTT, but that's another story. So yeah, you really hear the high frequencies again shining because of OTT. After that, Faturator from KiloHearts. Big love to KiloHearts. They are the ones who are behind Faceplant. Amazing plugins, amazing synth. Faturator is one of their module, and it is a distortion module, so it adds distortion and grit. And after that, Wider. And some EQ, but nothing special, just a low cut here. So this is the top layer. This is the second layer. You can really hear out. This one is cool. It's a cool one, but it doesn't sit on anything, and this one adds just like kind of bass texture to it or lower texture to it, and when they play together, they sound like one lead. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the little sneak peek of how the track was made. If you enjoyed the track or you want to know more about my music, you can check out the album. It's called Infinity Riders. It's on a Beatport, but also, all the classic platforms. Thank you everyone for the support, and feel free to ask questions if you have more questions about this or any of the Ghost Act work. It will be a pleasure to talk about it in another video. And if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe for more videos by myself or other Ghost Act producers. And until then, I will see you in another video. Cheers.